Welcome to the 6th Annual South Business Summit. My name is Brian Harding, founder of Successful Concepts, a business coaching company that focuses on service industries. Today, we're joined by Paul Long, creator of paultlong.com and senior vice president at Timberland Bank. Paul is very passionate about educating business owners when it comes to finance, and today he's going to talk about the government sitting on millions, where to get grants and loans during this crazy time. Welcome, Paul. We can't wait to hear about how to get money, right?
Well, absolutely, especially the free kind.
That is the best kind. There's no question.
Without a doubt. If people would have asked me 5 years ago, is there any grants out there for small businesses? I would laugh and say no. But boy, is that different right now with COVID and everything that we've all went through. So, the federal government's printing money, and let's get some of that in your hands, for sure. So I'm going to kind of go over some of the obvious ones first. But really quickly, that's really important is anytime you're getting a grant, don't think the money is just easy. It just appears in your account. Make sure you're reading all the details. Make sure that you follow the details and the instructions. The easiest way to get declined is not following instructions. It's like,
yeah, these are government programs, and by definition, they must be difficult then, right?
Right, exactly. So, you're absolutely right. So I'm going to talk about some of the obvious ones quickly. The first one is the EIDL, which is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. This is some free money that you do have to pay back, but it is considered a grant as well. So pretty much you can get up to $500,000 at 3.75% for 30 years. Now that's pretty much free money.
Yeah.
And that is all done directly through SBA. And I encourage all business owners of all sizes to check that out. Even if you don't think you need it, you may want to take a look at it and just make sure your bank account's padded, because we don't know if there's going to be a second or third or whatever wave that may absolutely come. So get that through sba.gov/EIDL. The other obvious one is the Payment Protection Program, PPP. This ends apparently at the end of May. However, I think it's going to end a lot sooner because it's going to run out of money here probably in the next week or so. Okay. So if you haven't heard about this, get your head out of the sand, because my gosh, this has been going on.
I think your average fourth graders heard about this. I think
so. I think
common stuff now.
So make sure to talk to your bank, because again, what that is they will give you up to 2.5 to 3.5 times your average payroll. Or if you're a Schedule C business, they will give you that based on your Schedule C, your gross income or net.
That's 2.5 times the gross monthly payroll, correct?
Correct. But then also if you're a Schedule C business and you don't have employees, the PPP program is still available. And that's why it's going to run out of money soon. So keep that in mind. Another one that's coming out on May 3rd is the Restaurant Revitalization Fund. This is big for restaurants, $28.6 billion. Wow. And you can get, the minimum award is $1,000 up to $5 million per location. And you can use any of those funds for payroll, mortgage obligations, rent, debt, utilities, supplies, food and beverage expense, operating expense, pretty much everything.
Is there a short list of things you could not use this money for?
There is, as long as it's towards those things that I mentioned, then it's okay.
Basic expenses, that's pretty much okay.
Correct, exactly. Okay. So if you are a restaurant, you better apply for this. And this one, I think it's going to run out of funds amazingly quick. I definitely think probably 2 to 3 weeks. Okay. And that is directly through the SBA, not through your local bank. So visit sba.gov. And everything I talk about today is located on the email down below for the links. Another one that came out, $16.2 billion for shuttered venues. So as we all know, anything concert related was canceled, and everything on there it's really sad. But also think like orchestras or anything that you have a stage for could be considered that. And so they give you a grant that qualifies up to 45% of your gross revenue. So that's also another one that I think is going to definitely start getting out there.
Yeah.
And so those are the main ones. There's also some other federal grants that are out there. And again, there's not enough time in the world for me to tell you about every grant. I'm just telling you about the big ones that are out there.
Sure.
The other one is some other federal awards. SBA comes out with 13 different awards every single year. The one is that I really absolutely love is the Boots to Business. And what it is it's a program for those in the active duty military, veterans of all eras, and spouses of veterans, where you can go through this business program, and the awards, they will fund your business for 5 years. That's incredible. Wow. And you get all the information in order to build a successful business. So check that out, Boots to Business through the SBA. If you are a research or development business, the government is giving away money to for small businesses to engage in technical research development. These programs encourage smaller businesses to undertake scientific research that helps the government achieve their goal. So for example, a wearable alcohol sensor. I don't know all the details on that, but if you want to do the research on that, they'll give you the money for that. So again,
well, after COVID, anything that has to do with alcohol is probably a good idea, right?
Totally, absolutely. And as I end the federal part, I really want to encourage everyone to check out grants.gov. That there are tons, and I truly mean tons of federal grants that are on there. Maybe if you have red hair and want to build a robot and live in Washington State, you could get a grant. I'm just kidding. Or maybe I'm not. I don't know. It could be on there because there truly is that many that's on there.
So these grants they're for existing, they're for startups, they're from like everybody, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So check it out.
Okay. Yeah. What about things besides federal? How about is there anything like state and or more local stuff people could look at?
Absolutely. And this is where you definitely are starting to see a lot more grants from the state and local level. So on the state side, one of the biggest is the Washington State Commerce Grant. It's pretty popular here, and it's called Working Washington. They're on round 4. So there could be a round 5, who knows? But they're offering grant relief funds for businesses that were required to close, and you can use those funds pretty much the same as you would the PPP or the EIDL. So check that out through the Commerce Department of the state of Washington. Some other smaller ones, but I think are very important, are AMBER grants. They're business grants for women only. And so every month, Women's Net awards 1 or more AMBER grants of $10,000 each. And then at the end of the year, they give $25,000 to one of those winners of the year. Wow. And so that's, again, some nice money for startup business or for existing business. Another one that's been around for a long time is the Linked Deposit Program. And it provides up to a 2% interest rate reduction for women and veteran-owned businesses. This is very big. However, you probably haven't heard much about it lately because with interest rates being so low, you take 2% off of 2%. No, sorry, you don't get free money. Someone still has to make money. Yeah. But as interest rates increase, you're going to start to hear a little bit more about that. So that's also through the state, the Linked Deposit Program. Local, and again, I'm going to talk primarily Pierce and Thurston County. For Tacoma, there's a rental assistance program where they'll pay a one-time payment up to $1,000 directly to your landlord. That's business and personal, so that could be really good. Another thing that people possibly forget about is utilities. All those utilities have money as well. Think Puget Sound Energy, think Tacoma Power, think all of that. There's money out there to kind of help with electricity bills, residential and business. And the city of Tacoma, they just completed the Tacoma Resiliency Grant round 2. And the only reason why I'm mentioning this again is because there very well could be a round 3. And that is also a one-time payment of $10,000 for businesses that were affected by COVID. So keep an eye on that with the city. And I know that Thurston County has something similar to that as well.
Right. Cool. Well, that's all grants. And then there's plenty of stuff on traditional or more traditional like lending where you actually have to pay money back and things like that. So what can you tell us about that stuff?
Well, I'm definitely not going to go into the details, but I just want to give you the gist of the programs that are out there. You may have heard of SBA Express, the 7A program, the 504, and Community Advantage. Those are the most popular SBA programs. The whole point of SBA loan programs is to give the bank a guarantee. So think of it as like insurance. If you don't pay, then the bank will get reimbursed by the government. Now, don't think that the government won't come after you if you don't pay, because that does happen.
Yeah.
But the whole point of that is to encourage banks to make loans that they probably normally wouldn't do in a regular situation.
Sure.
So, think of it as a Band-Aid. An SBA loan is not going to fix 5 broken bones, but it could fix a few blemishes. So think about that, credit, income, or anything like that. Rates are low, but a lot of people don't realize that SBA cannot turn you down for lack of collateral. So that is really awesome, especially for like business acquisition. So talk with your bank and banker and see if SBA loans are right for you.
Right.
Another one out there is the USDA loan program. And no, that is not for farmers. I mean, it can be, but this is another type of SBA style program. This is big in Thurston County because pretty much most all of Thurston County is considered rural and can qualify for this program. So it's another avenue outside of SBA that really doesn't get used as much as it should. So, man, I'm sure I gave you a lot of EIDL and PPP, and I tried to keep those down to a minimum, but I think it's critical that everyone knows that there's a lot of free money out there. Make sure to talk with your banker, your bank, and Google some of these and see what's out there, because I really want to get as much free money out there as possible.
Yeah, it's tough to. There's so many things out there and so many acronyms, and it's tough to cover all that stuff in great detail. It sounds like there's a ton of options though for just about anybody. Thanks so much for your time, Paul. We all appreciate you giving us a condensed version and letting us know that it doesn't matter where our business is, there's money out there to help, it sounds like. I hope that you all watching will consider reaching out to Paul at Timberland Bank at either paultlong.com or timberlandbank.com. I can tell you he's a great resource for this kind of thing. I also want to thank all our sponsors, Timberland Bank, paultlong.com, and South Sound Business Magazine. We'll see you all tomorrow when we hear from Doug Hudak while he discusses social distancing marketing or strategy. Excuse me, social distancing marketing strategies. Easy for me to say, right? Yeah. Doug Hudak is a great guy. Again, he's talking about social distancing marketing strategies. And I hope you guys all have a great day. Thanks again for your time, Paul.
Thank you.